Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka I know what it is. Trigger. Ranking in this thing. Yeah, man, we've been doing our thing. Try to get my little stuff together, brother. My brothers. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? So tonight we in the Elephant in the Room podcast. Hold on, y'all. Let me cut this chicka off. Okay, boom. Gotta take these out my ear. So yeah, y'all. Let me get right, bro, before we get started. You know what I'm saying? Basically, this is just we freestyling tonight. We just doing a little bit of any and everything. So we gonna see. I'm talking about we gonna see. But yeah, cut this thing on right quick. Hold on, y'all. Alright, y'all. Hold on, brethren. Hold on. I gotta get to. It's something I want to listen to. Trying to remember. Hold on. I think it's this one. No, not that one. Shit, I think it's this one. So first we're gonna listen to academics, Whack One, and talk a little bit. That's not the one I want though. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I think this the one right here I was trying to find for y'all. Let me see. I think it's this one. Let me see. Hold on.
Well, I know you have heard me interview with Dirk and things to that nature, G Herbo, Polo G, all of these people, especially when it came down to your Warren Chirac era or whatever, with everything that you cover with the Chicago culture, did this interview, like, did it make you look at Chicago a little differently, or was you more so looking at, like, just Kanye, period, like,
Hey,
within
we got a
yourself?
clown in here.
I
Already got a
understand.
clown.
So, Chicago, I think is just,
Already got a
Chicago is a
clown.
super multifaceted place. Because if you could think
You
about,
better say that.
think about me interviewing Dirk, and then think about me interviewing,
Yeah, go holler at your mama, nigga. What you talking about, nigga? What you think you playing with out here, boy?
there's different ways of it. With Kanye, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, and Whack might have thought I was a big run trying to get to Japan. Like, I really do look at this guy as, really one of the best hip hop artists, really the best hip hop artist of all time. So being able to, try to soak up some game, or at least try to challenge him, or even, I didn't think this was gonna
Hey,
happen
what's
that
up?
quickly. So, it definitely made
What,
me look at
lame
Chicago.
bloggers? What's up, fam? How
Chicago
you doing? How you
has
doing? How
a
you doing, fam? What's
I
up?
think that's what we could
What's
say.
up?
You know, anytime when people bring
What's
up
up?
Word Shot Rack or whatever,
Shit, here you
like,
talking about?
definitely my career has
Hey, I don't think
100%,
this what I was looking for though.
not
Hold
only
on.
benefited by Chicago, but Chicago is always tied into my story, whether it's the artists I've covered, whether
Hold
it's
on one second, y'all. Y'all stay on here, but I gotta cut my Wi-Fi
background.
on. Give me 2
But it's
seconds.
all part of the story. So, you know, I love Chicago, you know what I mean? I love the fact that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, we back, y'all.
Saying throughout the whole interview that Jay had a lot to say about he was kind of kicking down on not kicking down. But
Yeah, we ain't even gonna we'll go on something else, y'all. We'll go on something a little more recent. Let me see. We're gonna go on a little something more recent. Oh, now I ain't throwing up no gang sign, bro. I'm not in no gang, bro. I don't do gang shit, bro. I'm a civilian, my nigga. We don't do gang shit over here, bro. I got kids, my nigga. I'm 46 years old, bro. Ain't no gang shit over here, dog. We just trying to get to the truth over here. We trying to get to the truth of a lot of shit that's going on. Hold on, y'all. I got like 1,000 different videos. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. I don't know what that's about. All right, hold on. So we're gonna do the Shannon Sharp thing first, man. We're just gonna listen to how he talking to this girl. So that everybody keeps saying the girl is white. I'm hearing different stories. I'm basically hearing this girl is she ain't even white. She's like mixed. She's like Venezuelan and her dad is black. Her dad supposedly, now this is alleged. Don't take my word for this, y'all. But allegedly her dad is the man who started World Star Hip Hop. Allegedly her mother is Cat Stacks. All this alleged. Don't take my word for it. I'm just saying this is what it is. That's what I heard. It says basketball. What you mean basketball player, big dog? Yeah, we're gonna listen to this shit right quick though. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, let me cut this.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet.
It's what
You
it
wanna pay
means.
attention to me now,
Yeah,
so.
you talking about what you?
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh Lord have mercy. If you sit there going one more time, I'm gonna choke out of you when I see you.
See, that's why that's what Skip messed up at. Like, okay, so first off, you mess with a younger woman, which is like over 30 years younger than you. You work for a company. You basically working for Disney. If y'all don't know, it's only like 3 or 4 companies that basically own the whole, like all of the media game. Like 3 or 4 strong ones, maybe 5. But they own everything in media, big dog. So, when you work for certain companies, especially like Disney, dealing with children's stuff or whatever, you got to be careful how you move in your regular life. If y'all know Paul Pierce he wasn't even at the job. Paul Pierce went home, had some little shake dancers, little strippers and things come in his house or whatever, things of that nature. And the next morning, ESPN fired him. He didn't even have a job, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all got to, like, when y'all working with certain companies and it's certain clauses and things like that in your contract, you have to be careful how you move because it can mess up more than a bag up. Because so let me break this down to y'all. The lawsuit was put out last Sunday. Shannon Sharp was supposed to. Now today Sunday. Well, what time it is? I can't see the time anyway. Shannon Sharp was supposed to be signing $100 million deal this morning, like tomorrow morning, Monday morning, if it ain't Monday yet. Shannon Sharp was supposed to be signing $100 million contract tomorrow morning. And last Sunday, they put this out on this man, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I feel like Tony Busby stupid. I feel like the girl that wanted to go after him, they're not smart. If anything, you let the man sign the $100 million deal first. Get the money. Let him get the money first. Then you can sue this man, bro. You sue the man, and at the end of the day, bro, like he might not have $50 million to give to you because I think they said, and I'm not. This is alleged. I think Shannon is only worth like $30 million at this point, right now, like as we speak. And you know, he might have fumbled 2 bags because only reason I say he might have fumbled 2 bags is because the $100 million deal that was supposed to be for Club Shay Shay with all the sponsors and all this other stuff like that, that's pretty much in the wind. Now then we got to think about ESPN. Oh, he said, who the best basketball player? Give me a second. Let me finish this thought. I got you on that one though. He might have, because ESPN probably was gonna sign him to a lucrative contract too anyway. So he might have made it. Might have gave him $100 million too, because he was him and Stephen A. Smith. When Stephen A. Smith brought him on, that was a very smart move. And the craziest thing about it is like it worked. Like soon as he left Skip and them at Fox with Undisputed, he just started focusing in, harnessing in on his own thing as far as like his own brand, built this brand up to where he was able to make $100 million off of his brand and threw it away over a thought, man. Come on, bro. Like, bro, y'all got to understand, bro. It ain't even y'all. I mean, because the man was 56 years old, bro. I don't care what y'all doing in the bedroom, my G. The girl is legal. She is actually 19 when he met her. So we can give him she was legal. But come on, Skip. I mean, not. That nigga said, "Come on, Skip." Not Skip. Y'all know what I mean. Come on, Shannon. Let's talk about it, Shannon. Shannon, what are you doing, bro? You like, bro, you're supposed to be from Georgia. You're like, bro, you're supposed to be like a player type, bro. Like, bro, you got $200 million in bags and throw it away for a Trish. And that girl was for the streets, man. If y'all listen to hold on, what it said? Come on, hold on. Let me go back, y'all. Let's listen to it one more time. So the man said, she said something like, he said, she already had put it out there. So I don't know why we have to go out. What the fuck you mean we ain't got to go out? That's how you know, bro. If a woman
anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Once again.
Bro, she don't even know what it is means, bro. Like, it is what it is. That's a southern thing. We say that down south. It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, Ain't you know what I'm saying? Ain't no pressure on you, shawty. It is what it is. You don't want to go out. That cool. Boom. We Gucci. So okay, so we gonna flip from that. The stuff where he's on the phone and he's talking, it's like, bro, you talked yourself into a corner that you can't get out of. And I don't know if y'all know, shout out to Ticket TV, uh, TMZ and Ticket TV. Ticket TV brought it to my attention. Y'all go check Ticket TV out. Got great content. Um, Shannon Sharp was somewhere like, I don't know if it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It might have been Friday or Saturday when they recorded this video. And he was in a public place. It looked like it from the background, it looked like a shoe store. But the craziest part about it is it was a young girl. She looked like she was Spanish. Man, that girl was all up on Shannon, bro. All in his ear, hugging all up on him and everything. And that girl looked like she couldn't be no more than like 25. But the folk were looking like, they were looking like, didn't you just get some charges? I mean, what? Didn't you just get some allegations put up against you, my G? Like, bruh, if y'all don't believe me, go to TMZ, look up the latest Shannon Sharp video or whatever, and the people in the background was looking like, what is going on here? Like what are we really? What is really like transpiring here? Like that's how it was looking. They was like, nigga, last Sunday you basically lost your job and lost a big bag, and this Saturday you hugging up with another little young man. Come on, bro, Shannon. I'm gonna need you to sharpen your shit up. All right, let's listen to this one more time.
What does that even mean?
Not together. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that much. If you said one more time.
So look, she said, "Don't manipulate me." Like it sound like a play. Everything that's going on in this video, it sounds like a play to me. It sounds like a really good play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe the Raisin in the Sun or maybe even the Lion King play. But it sounds like a play to me, bro.
Choke out of you when I see you.
He's talking about choke the. Shannon.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't want to be choked.
Look, is she playing right into it?
Yeah, she
No,
do.
I don't want to be choked. Listen to it, bro. This shit sound like a play, my nigga.
I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything that's
And then
safe.
this nigga crazy because he talking about she ain't got no choice in the matter. Like, bro, you fooling out here, boy. How you gonna tell a chick she? Hold on, DJ. See, that's too. I can't do that. That's too out. But we'll probably do Law and Crime, y'all, next. See what you talking about with the Shannon Sharps. mm. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hey, y'all, y'all done popped out of here, but let's see. I'm gonna still do this. Let me see. They got a lot of videos on here. So I'm gonna do Yeah, we're gonna be here for a little minute, so we're gonna sit up here, we're gonna chill, we're gonna get it, we're gonna get it. Alright, y'all, we'll do I'm gonna do it in chronological order. Chronological order. I do 6 days ago because that's when it first dropped. Let's do it.
Seniors worked hard all their life. Now
I ain't
John
got
Ossoff is
premium.
working for them,
My
lowering
bad,
prescription
John.
drug costs
We stood up to the pharmaceutical industry to get this done.
and protecting Social Security benefits. Tell John Ossoff, keep fighting for Georgia seniors.
Shoulder dolly makes lifting easier for me.
This just in, the Texas attorney who targeted Sean Diddy Combs with dozens of civil lawsuits on behalf of John and Jane Doe's allegedly victimized by the music mogul has a new target in his sights. NFL legend Shannon Sharpe. A brand new lawsuit was just filed in Nevada claiming Sharpe was manipulative and abusive and eventually sexually assaulted a Jane Doe, with the latest claims allegedly happening as recently as January. We got our hands on the filing and we're going to break down everything you need to know. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime.
Sidebar, Law and Crime, y'all check them out. Check them out. Sidebar.
Tony Busby's back. The lawyer who went after Sean Combs, Jay-Z, we'll talk about that. Well, he is still swinging at high-profile men that he claims
Damn,
are
something else
abusive.
breaking.
This time he's
I'm
calling
sorry,
out
y'all.
Shannon Sharpe, the 56.
Something done broke again. I need to look on my other phone. Damn. I shouldn't have cut it off, but I'm good. Let me see.
6-year-old NFL superstar turned podcaster and commentator. Brand new lawsuit filed against Shannon Sharpe. We got a copy of it right here. It was filed out in Nevada. We're going to go over it. But Shannon Sharpe, in case you don't know who he is, he played 14 seasons in the NFL with the Denver Broncos, the Baltimore Ravens. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. After he retired, he spent time as a sports commentator and actor.
This man is a Hall of Famer. Three-time Super Bowl champion. 56. We got to put that on there. 56. And you out here, you lost your bag over a OnlyFans treesh.
Unless you might remember that he co-hosted Skip and Shannon Undisputed with Skip Bayless from 2016 to 2023. Bayless and his then employer, by the way, Fox Sports, they faced their own accusations of sexual misconduct in a separate filing from earlier this year. We covered it here on Sidebar as well. Now, Sharpe is part of the sports podcast space. He hosts two shows, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. In fact, you remember his interview with comedian Cat Williams in January 2024 on Club Shay Shay? That helped spark, I should say, a renewed interest in Sean Diddy Combs and his alleged bad behavior at his infamous parties. Got a lot of people talking.
Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that.
Listen, y'all. Cat Williams told this man last year, bro. Beginning of the year last year. He told this man. He basically gave this man the infrastructure, the breakdown of everything. Like he basically just he was leaving breadcrumbs, but he needed Shannon to pick the breadcrumbs up and follow him. This man took the breadcrumbs, just sweep them in a pile and threw them in the trash. Like, come on, G. Come on, my G. The man gave you the game right there. He talked to you 3
I
hours.
was telling you about it. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party.
And you gotta tell him no.
You got to tell him
You
no.
got to tell
I
him
did.
no.
I did.
But now it's Shannon Sharpe who's in the spotlight for his own accusations of abuse. Because on Monday morning, Texas attorney Tony Busby announced on his Instagram that he'd filed a $50 million lawsuit in Nevada court against Sharpe. On Instagram, he wrote in part, "I'm extremely proud to represent Jane Doe. It takes a great deal of courage to stand up against those with power, fame, and money."
I slick think Tony Busby is an ambulance chaser. I really do. But, you know, he does have traction because one of the people that Shannon Sharpe used to talk the most in the NFL when it came to scandals was Deshaun Watson. Guess who came after Deshaun Watson? Tony Busby. So I wonder if Tony Busby was like, yeah, you talking all this stuff about Deshaun Watson, we gonna come for you too. Cause we know. Now another thing with this right here, we hearing Shaq had something to do with it. We're gonna listen to all this tonight, y'all. I'm gonna do this thing until I get tired and I go to sleep. So y'all gonna be here. I'm about to pump this video up. About to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back, my G.
I
Right
look
back, my
forward
G.
to
Check
pressing
me
this
out now.
case in court. So we're going to go over this, but I want to first bring in John Clune, civil attorney who litigates on behalf of survivors of sexual abuse and sexual assault. John, so good to have you. And again, this is kind of breaking news. I didn't have an opportunity to fully go through this lawsuit, so you and I are going to break this down in basically real time. When we saw this early this morning, it was a shock to us. What was your initial reaction?
My initial reaction was the timing of it, to be honest. Before I read the lawsuit, just the timing of it for it to be filed, on Easter Sunday, that struck me as an unusual move. But then as I went through the lawsuit, the allegations are pretty disturbing. We don't know if they're true or not, but what's written in the complaint is pretty terrible stuff.
John, I have to say, to go after Shannon Sharpe, if you're Tony Busby, after what happened, what just happened with Jay-Z, remember, he filed that lawsuit on behalf of a Jane Doe, a woman who claimed that she was...
So another thing that happened when Shannon Sharpe basically was like, this is a money grab. So Shannon Sharpe, I don't know who's on his legal team, but the craziest thing about it is they let him just come out and bust out here and just do a video. Stupid. When you get accused of something like this, Skip Bayless was accused of trying to give a woman $1.5 million, and guess what? He stayed quiet, and it basically slid up under the radar, and we heard about it 1 or 2 days, and then after about 2-3 days, we ain't hear nothing else about it. Shannon coming out talking, bro. You got to be quiet, bro. Sometimes you got to be quiet, my G.
13 years old back in 2000 and was sexually assaulted by Jay-Z. That lawsuit was dropped, and it came after serious questions of her story and credibility surfaced, both by reporting by NBC News and evidence that was presented by Jay-Z's side. Jay-Z ended up suing this woman, suing Tony Busby as well. So now to go after Shannon Sharpe, another high-profile figure, does that tell you that he feels he has the evidence in this case?
Well, Mr. Busby is a pretty bold mover.
So the craziest part about it is we just heard the evidence. Only thing they got to do is play that tape. That's it. Only thing they got to do is play that tape. That's it. That's it. Y'all just heard what he said. I'ma choke the S out of you. Huh? When the jury hear that, bro, you gonna have problems. Yeah, when the jury hear that, you gonna have problems, my G. I don't even know how tall the man is. I think he at least 6 foot though. Man, like 260, 270, built like a freight truck, man. You don't think him telling her that over this phone lines or whatever, these people ain't gonna be like, oh, just give her the money. She was scared. She was a little girl. Tony Busby know how to Tony Busby know how to play the system, bro.
Or in this space. I mean, he seems to not be, shy about.
But if y'all notice, when Shannon came out with his rebuttal to all of this stuff, mind you now, man, I gotta listen to what he said. He said Tony Busby also went after Jay-Z. But guess what? He didn't win with Jay-Z. He couldn't win. But at the end of the day, man, when this whole Diddy thing come out, there's gonna be a lot of people implicated in that. So I don't know. I can't speak too soon. Now, don't speak too soon.
His decision making. So it could mean that he's got the goods in this particular case, or it could just be, kind of part of the course, and this is how he, handles his high profile cases.
But and me and I know, you can't just file a frivolous lawsuit. You can't file a lawsuit to harass somebody. You have to believe the law, the facts. There's, there has to be some semblance of facts that you put forward in a complaint that pass a motion to dismiss test. So he has to feel that he might not have all the evidence right now, but he has to feel confident in Jane Doe's account, right? Otherwise, he'd be breaking ethics rules.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with these accounts, like in a sexual assault, just a Jane Doe against an individual, is it's really hard to get to that case as a motion to dismiss, or even down the road.
As a practicing lawyer, it's certain rules you got to go by. It's rules in everything you do. If you're the police, you're a lawyer, you're a prosecutor, you're a district attorney, you're a judge. It's certain things certain protocol you have to follow. You can't just, I'm gonna lock them up. You can't do that like that. So what he basically saying is like, for Tony Busby to file this lawsuit, he thought it was actually merit to it. And I mean, same thing with the Jay-Z thing. He had to thought it was merit because he filed a lawsuit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he let the girl file the lawsuit. So it is what it is. You dig? It is what the fuck it is. This shit getting spooky out here, y'all. So I'm be honest with y'all. Y'all fellas, man, y'all watch y'all steps. I got to pray. First off, before you pray, watch, then you pray. But at the end of the day, dog, y'all watch y'all steps out here.
Yes.
As
If you
men,
have your
as
client-
women, as anybody. They could do this to an older woman that's trying to talk to a younger man. They could do the same thing to them. So just be careful, man. Be careful how you moving out here in these streets, because believe me, everybody who's smiling, who's saying yay, they ain't on your side. And them facts.
Saying, this is what happened to me, and then in this case, say Mr. Sharp says, no, that's not what happened, it was very different. That's really a trial issue. That's not something a judge is really going to dismiss on motion. So other types of cases that have more subtle elements to them maybe can get dismissed on motion, but this kind of thing is really hard for a defendant to get rid of short of trial.
By the way, our content shows just how rampant crime is right now, and that is especially true with cybercrime. Cybercrime growing more dangerous and widespread. It threatens businesses like never before. I mean, did you know that in 2024, 1 in 5 businesses fell victim to ransomware, and half of those were small businesses? Yeah. But don't worry, Apollo Networks are here to protect your business and help you fight against these business-ending threats. They use the latest cybersecurity technologies to monitor your systems 24/7, stopping threats before you even know they're there and preventing downtime and safeguarding your data. Beyond just protection, they optimize your daily operations by managing your backups, providing 24/7 tech support, and being your trusted partner for all your IT needs. Their mission is simple: deliver elite-level security while helping your business run faster, more efficiently, and with peace of mind. No business is too big or too small to be protected. From one computer to thousands, they have custom solutions to fit every industry. So right now, you can go to apollonetworks.com/sidebar or scan the QR code on screen to get a free network health assessment and 50% off your first month. By the way, before we get into the context of the suit, Jane Doe, so filing under Jane Doe, a pseudonym, typically speaking, how likely is it?
And another reason why she might have filed under Jane Doe, because people might have been able to put 2 and 2 together of what's allegedly out here, that Kat Stacks is her mama and the deceased owner of Worldstar Hip Hop was her father. But it's like, to me, she Drake White, y'all. She Drake White. She look like she white. She like a white girl to me. But you know, genes flip and turn different ways. So you know.
That she will be able to continue moving forward in this litigation anonymously. I know in the Sean Combs case, several courts have said that the Jane Does, and possibly even the John Does, have had to come forward and reveal their identities. Talk to me about what the interests, the different factors the court will look at, whether or not Jane Doe would be able to proceed anonymously.
Yeah, I'd say at best it's 50-50 that she's able to proceed in that fashion. I mean, generally speaking, there's a strong preference in the courts for transparency and open proceedings. That includes using your real name in the lawsuit. If you can convince a court that there's...
Have you lost cryptocurrency or Bitcoin?
My bad, y'all. I ain't got the premium.
There's a public interest in keeping her name from the public, which can be something like safety issues. It can be the shame of the situation. If it's the age of the person, quite often if they're underage, you're much more likely to be able to keep, the pseudonym. But in this kind of case where it's one adult against another, unless there's any particular safety harms, it's not an easy thing to be able to convince a judge to keep it as a Jane Doe.
Yeah, and I've seen the argument put forward by the judge. Basically, if you are choosing to file...
This is where Shannon Sharp messed up at, though. She filed as a Jane Doe. And when he came out and made his whole statement or whatever, this man, he put the woman's name out there. He put her name out there, her OnlyFans. Also, he put out text messages that she texted him. So it's like, bro, if you doxing her, see, if he wouldn't have doxed her, we might have not even know who she was. But you just made this girl famous, bro. Like, she a young girl and she gonna be famous now. Or you was the one messing with Shannon. She's gonna be like, man, come on.
A lawsuit, and you are putting this celebrity in the spotlight.
These guys.
The defendant has a right to defend himself, to investigate your claims, to investigate you. You're the one who chose to file the lawsuit and put your credibility at issue. So you should have to be able to proceed with your name and your identity being exposed. But again, there are certain factors to consider. And by the way, when we talk about Tony Buzbee, let's not forget, he filed numerous lawsuits on behalf of others against Sean Combs. That's how his name has really come up in the news in the past several years, right? He held that press conference where he said that he was representing so many dozens and dozens of acute.
Yeah, he had a press conference where he had a number. I actually called a number and had them folk and recorded, you know what I'm saying, what they were saying on the line. I just wanted to hear what they were saying, like, you know what I mean?
Accusers against Sean Combs. So now I want to dig into what this lawsuit has to say. So Tony Buzbee, let me just say this. Known for his flamboyant speech in his civil filings. And in this one doesn't appear to be any exception because it begins, a woman can say yes to consensual sexual relations with a man 99 times. But when she says no, even once, that no means no. Defendant Shannon Sharp, a man who's accustomed to getting what he wants, completely fails to understand this basic concept.
So basically they're trying to make it like Shannon, he got a lot of money. And he feel like he could just, you know what I'm saying, bogart that thing. But at the end of the day, bro, like, just because a man got money or a woman got money, they shouldn't be able to just do any and everything to whoever they want to. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't care. Like, it doesn't mean nothing to me. Like, you know what I mean? You got money and what? Okay. There's a lot of people with money out here. But that don't mean you could sway me or move me as a human being or a person or go against my goals or morals and things of that nature.
Many months of manipulating and controlling plaintiff, a woman more than 30 years younger than he, and repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her. Sharp refused to accept the answer no and raped plaintiff despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no.
So they saying he basically just took it. Even though, like, they say, they was talking for, like, what, 2 years? So, basically, they saying they was together for 2 years. And I heard at the end of the relationship, when she supposedly had found out about the girl Michelle that was leaked on the Instagram, and I'm surprised Shannon ain't getting no trouble with that with ESPN. But it was leaked or whatever. But you gotta remember, this was after everybody was calling Unc gay. They kept saying, oh, he was sweet because he hopped out the car. He had a little orange bag on him and all that. They was saying the man was sweet and all this other stuff like that. And mysteriously, right after this video comes out of him having relations with a woman. And they say after he had relations with this woman, the whole relationship between him and this young girl changed. And basically she was like, you know, you cheated on me, blah, blah, blah. Bro, how you cheat on somebody on OnlyFans? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How you cheat on an OnlyFans chick? Can y'all let me know? Where did cheating come in at? So they were saying at the end of the relationship, everything was transactional. So if everything was transactional, that might mess her up too. If they agreed to the fact that everything was actually transactional in the end of the relationship, and the time frame is when the relationship was transactional, they dead in the water. They might have fucked his, that mean they might have messed his money up. But you know, maybe he might not have to, you know, go deeper in his pockets, pay that $50 million, because $50 million is a lot of money. They say he worth 30, so if you take $50 million from somebody who worth 30, they gotta work 20 million just to get in, just to get out of the hole.
According to the complaint, Jane Doe worked out at this same gym as Shannon Sharpe in Los Angeles, and she was 19 at the time. This is what she claims. And she claims that he had been watching her during her workouts and finally introduced himself, insisting that she'd give him her number. And the filing says that Jane Doe found Sharpe, quote, physically intimidating. The lawsuit reads over the next...
But it's crazy though. He asked you for your number. He's physically intimidating. But you give him your number. And you deal with him for almost 2 years. So, which one is it? Is he physically intimidating? Or is he a person that got your number and dated you for 2 years and things went left and now you want a bag out of it?
Couple of weeks, Sharpe incessantly pursued plaintiff. He constantly approached her at the gym and attempted to contact her frequently with phone calls and text messages asking to meet up, unwilling to take no for an answer.
But if y'all talking for 2 years now, why wouldn't he be calling you? Don't that kind of sound kind of that sound kind of mysterious there.
Eventually, plaintiff gave in and agreed to meet with Sharpe outside of the gym. However, before doing so, Sharpe demanded that Doe sign a non-disclosure agreement, or NDA, something plaintiff found a bit concerning. She wondered why Sharpe was so insistent on her signing an NDA. She refused. Despite his repeated efforts to get her to sign, she refused time and again. Eventually,
I'm gonna tell you how straight up. NDAs, you can sign the NDA. But it's certain clauses of NDAs, but I know it's one clause, basically, not a clause, but you can sign the NDA, but if I see you kill somebody, I don't gotta abide by no NDA because the police is basically gonna be like, bro, you gonna tell us what happened or you wanna go to jail with him too? So you keep signing NDAs, that shit gonna cover y'all.
Now, the lawsuit claims that this relationship between Sharpe and Jane Doe, again, more than 30 years his junior, was consensual, but it was rocky. She said he'd insisted they were exclusive, but then was caught multiple times lying about his whereabouts and who he was seeing. According to the filing, quote, by October 2024, Sharp's behavior had grown progressively worse, beyond anything plaintiff had experienced with him before. At this point, he was in...
So now she's saying that is you know, he's acting more aggressive and it's getting worse.
Insistent upon recording their sexual activities, sometimes without her knowledge. Sharp was also sharing the videos with others without her permission or knowledge.
If he was recording her without her knowledge, how did she know? Was she talking to somebody that he showed the video to? Like, come on, bro. We gotta keep this shit real now.
Sharp would repeatedly tell Doe that he wanted to do to her things that would make no other man want her. By this point, Sharp was no longer able to credibly maintain the relationship was exclusive. He had at this point accidentally or purposely, to advance his career, went live on Instagram while having sex with another woman. Sharp flew into fits of anger when plaintiff noted his infidelity to the relationship or called him out about his extraneous activities. What had once become manipulation, control, and intimidation now became something far more dangerous and sinister. Sharp even figured out how to get into Doe's apartment complex without her permission. Sharp made it clear that what Doe wanted was of no moment.
Now that right there, that's far-fetched. This man worth $30 million. He fixing to go and break into your apartment complex and come to your apartment. That sounds far-fetched, bro. It sounds far-fetched. Like, I blame Shannon because of the age, bro, the age gap and how they played you. But the things that they're saying, it just don't sound like, it's not comprehensible. Not to me, bro. It's not comprehensible, bro. It don't make, like, 2 and 2 don't add up to 4 in this situation. It might be a 3, but it don't add up to 4, bro.
Sharp would get what he wanted when he wanted it. In October 2024, Shannon Sharp violently sexually assaulted and anally raped plaintiff 2 different times in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Bruh. So, okay, so listen. This is all I'm trying to say. They're saying he did all this. How did he get to you? You know what I'm saying? Did he go to you? Did he, you know what I'm saying? What actually happened? What happened? What happened? That's what I want to know. Like, what happened? Like, for real though, bro, like, you got anally raped and all this, but you're in his vicinity. How did you get in his vicinity? How was he able to do this to you if you were? Because I mean, from what we hearing from the first meeting, she's saying he's physically intimidating. Why would you even give him your number in the beginning?
Only ignoring her request for him to stop. He did it again in January. Now, before I get into what the claims for relief are here, first, John, your thoughts on that narrative put forward by Jane Doe?
Yeah, I mean, it's deliberately graphic narrative. There's nothing inherently wrong with going.
Keyword, he said, I don't know if y'all know the English language, but he said deliberately. That's a key word, deliberately. They made these allegations deliberately so it would basically be on that level. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. Like, working, living your life, getting jobs, moving up, whatever. I want to tell y'all this. every different level, there's a different devil. So I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't care where you go. I'm trying to work on my cussing, y'all. I don't care where you go, bro. Like up, down, every level, there's a different devil. So, you know, y'all got to move accordingly and be ready for these attacks and things of that nature that's coming your way, you know?
Going into that level of detail in these types of cases to kind of get the court's attention on how serious this is. But it's, you know, it's probably on the more graphic side of the scale in terms of these types of pleadings.
If there are recordings, how would she be able to get access to them, and how could that help her case?
Well, when she gets into civil discovery, she can demand copies of those. Whether they exist or ever existed, we don't know, but if they do exist, we'll be required to produce those. I mean, those could be significant. I mean, if you have videotapes of either non-consensual behavior or behavior that, regardless of how it appears, looks like there's surreptitious recordings of somebody. I mean, that's definitely something that would look really bad for any defendant.
Is it problematic for her that they weren't?
But that's what I'm saying. How you know the man recorded you? Like if you was recorded and it wasn't put out, and I'm pretty sure Shannon ain't that dumb to record you, have it set, and send it to you. I'm sure he's not that stupid. So how did you know that he recorded you?
Relationship, he talks about in the beginning of the lawsuit, a woman could say yes 99 times. If she says no once and you continue on, that's sexual assault, that's rape. Do you believe that them being in a consensual relationship for a long period of time or a period of time, do you believe that, according to her claims, even after being asked to sign an NDA, she nonetheless engaged in a relationship with him? Do you think that hurts her credibility?
I don't think it hurts her credibility. I think it's something that a defendant can use to their advantage to show the number of times that there was consensual sexual behavior as a suggestion that maybe.
That's what we saying, bro. That's what we trying to tell you, bro. Like, bro, they was talking for 2 years. 2 years? Come on, man. 2 years, bro. They was together for 2 years, my G. Come on now.
Maybe these instances are being manipulated for the purpose of financial gain. So it's not quite as bright line as if though there had been never any sexual contact between the two of them. But maybe if this was 25 years ago, it'd be more of a problem. I think these days jurors have an understanding that people in intimate relationships can also be victims of sexual violence. So I wouldn't call it a big problem, but it's something that could be manipulated.
I'm just reading this January 2025 alleged sexual assault. It's pretty disgusting. I mean, she basically says that she was begging for him to stop. He became more aggressive. He wouldn't wear protection. It lasted roughly 10 minutes. I'm not going to get into the details of it. How does she prove that? Is it just her testimony? Is it that if she told anybody, let's say she didn't tell anybody, didn't tell authorities, is it just her testimony against?
Oh, my rent is due in a few days and it's not looking good, fam. You ever thought about picking up a shift with Shift Smart? What is that? It better not be one of those other.
Against his? I mean, will that be the key of it, her taking the stand and explaining this happened to her?
That's going to be the center of it for the both of them. They both have the ability to describe what did or didn't happen, and it's going to be believability. Like you said, if she did tell somebody, that's helpful. If she saw any sort of medical treatment, that's also helpful. But it's also possible that neither of those things happen. It just becomes one person's word against another.
So she is suing for assault, sexual assault, battery, sexual battery, and intentional infliction.
And I don't like this because it's like, I just told y'all I was going chronological order. The first video 6 days ago when basically the news first hit, because it's the first video about it. The title of the video is Explosive Lawsuit Claims Shannon Sharpe Raped Woman He Met at Gym. That's all you need right there.
I'm sincerely hopeful and prayerful that he is completely innocent of the allegations that have been levied against him. I can't sit here and speak to his innocence or guilt.
High-profile names are speaking out as NFL Hall of Famer.
So I skipped it, y'all. My bad. I skipped it, but I ain't even trying to go back and rerun it. But we got a more updated version just 2 days ago. So
First Take analyst Shannon Sharpe steps away from ESPN temporarily in the wake of a $50 million rape and sexual assault lawsuit. Sharpe, who adamantly denies the allegations, called them false and disruptive in a social media statement released just as disturbing audio clips began making the rounds online. I'm going to break down what this move signals for his legal battle ahead and what celebrities are saying as the story continues to unfold. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Shannon Sharpe, the Hall of Fame tight end, ESPN's First Take analyst, announced he is stepping away from the network temporarily after a Nevada woman filed a $50 million lawsuit accusing him of rape and sex.
So this temporarily thing, Disney not messing with you, bro. See that, like I said in the beginning of the video, that messed his bag up. If you wanted the man to pay you $50 million, he gonna have to get the $50 million. You suing the man before he even signs the deals to get the $100 million, and then he could get a whole, like he was supposed to get 100 off of Club Shay Shay, 100 mil. Then he was supposed to get, I don't know what he was supposed to get for ESPN. But we'll just say ESPN, he was supposed to get 100,000. We'll just say, 100 million. I meant to say. Bro, come on, dog. Like, that's $200 million down the drain.
Sexual assault. Sharpe announced his decision to step away in a social media statement where he called the allegations false and disruptive.
Yeah, to step away, come out, talk about the shit. All this, bro.
Insisted that the relationship was, quote, 100% consensual. ESPN backed this decision up to take a break, calling the situation, quote, serious. Now, Sharpe's statement that was posted on his Instagram account on April 24th reads in full, quote, my statement is found here and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with false and disruptive allegations against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason.
He ain't gonna be able to return, y'all. He not gonna return. I'm telling y'all right now. Mark my word. Y'all can start this video. Shannon Sharpe not gonna be able to work for Disney no more. It is Disney. Disney is the umbrella parent company over ABC, ESPN, and a whole lot of other networks and things of that nature. He's not gonna be able to do that. I'm telling you, they're not gonna do that.
I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, friends, and colleagues. And following Sharpe's departure, as I mentioned, ESPN released its own statement supporting that decision. A spokesperson for the sports conglomerate wrote, this is a serious situation, and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away. Now, this move comes on the very same day that the NFL draft kicked off and in the midst of the highly anticipated return of the 2025 preseason. But the controversy has already cast a shadow over his career and, by the way, a rumored reported $100 million podcast deal, which we're going to talk about as well. Amidst all these claims, there have been some high-profile names who have come out to express their thoughts on the allegations. And we're going to get into what was said and who said what, because some of these responses may even surprise you. But in case you haven't been following this, you need a little refresher here. This is an incredibly tumultuous legal battle that Sharpe is now wrapped up in. You have this woman, who we're choosing not to name, by the way, even though it appears Shannon Sharpe and his legal team identified who she was. But you have this woman who has brought forth a lawsuit against the analyst alleging that she was in a relationship with him that began consensually back in 2023 but then turned very ugly. And that lawsuit that was filed on April 20th alleges that Sharp raped this woman twice in October of 2024 and once in January of 2025. Key claims include, and I want you to brace yourself here because these are very disturbing allegations, that Sharp...
I can't even, bro. I can't even. Man, come on, bro. I can't do it, bro. Man, hey, check this out, y'all. They popped me out my line and it shit went to 0. I'm about to pop out the line. I'm about to come back in. We're gonna do some more stuff. We might do a little bit more with Shannon or whatever. Y'all kicking me in the comment cafe. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share. Definitely hit notification. Y'all watch and pray. That's all you can do at this point. You never know who your friends, you never know who your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a pure heart like me, my G, it's hard to find real friends because people ain't real no more. They not real no more, bro. People will smile and joke and laugh and hee ha ha with you, and they don't care nothing about you, dog. So y'all take that to the temple. I want y'all to use that tappy that I just gave y'all. Use the tappy that I gave y'all, and I want y'all to move forward in your life, but I want you to be able to move strategically because everybody don't need to know your business. And everybody ain't your friend. So yeah, I'm about to slide. I'm about to come right back in. I might do about two, three little shorts or whatever. I'll probably come right back in just a little bit, y'all. Got y'all, dog. Gotcha. Yeah, okay, there we go. Boom.